Self Awareness 365. This is day 23. This is a question that I really have to sit with and struggle with and toil with and think about and really kind of it's it's a question that is so important, and it is, do you see your value? Do you see your value? Do you see, and I know we can get caught up in the affirmation, I am enough, I am worthy. But I want to ask you, do you see your value? And this question came about because I saw myself on this journey. I could see places where I did not see my value. And because I didn't see my value, the people who were around me, engaged in different situations with me, did not see my value. And I did not like the way they were treating me. And it brought me back to myself. It brought me back to ask myself, do you see your value? And so we can get comfortable with downplaying the things that we have been able to accomplish. And for me, it doesn't matter if you got to write down what you've accomplished and go over it over and over again till you see how valuable you are. If it's reading the Word of God in 90-day sprints, the Bible from beginning to end, until you can meditate on who God says that you are. If it's, you can sit down and say whatever it is that you need to say to see that every moment of our lives we can see that God's favor was on us, that things could be worse, that we could be in a worse condition than we are, but God didn't see fit for it to be, right? And so I want you to think about your value. Do you see how valuable you are? And I'm not talking about doing anything else, right? We don't have to, we can and we should continue to get better and better, right? So we're ready when the blessing comes. But in this moment, right where you are, you got to ask yourself, do you see how valuable you are? If I don't get another degree, if I don't finish my PhD, do I see the value that I have? If I don't lose the 100 pounds, do I see how valuable I am? If I'm not anything other than what I am right now, do I see how valuable I am? Do I see how much I've done to help other people? Do I see how I can think, big thoughts? I have big dreams. Can I see the value that I have? Can I see that all the experiences that I have experienced, I can glean lessons from them so that the experience was not wasted? Do I see how valuable I am? If it's nothing but, and this is a big thing, right? If it's nothing but I've been in one serious relationship, I can see that there was so much value that I got out of the relationship, that I can see my own value because I've experienced life with other people. I can see my value because I can see that, you know, that God has given me these gifts. I can see my value because God didn't have to choose me, but He did. I can see my value because I am His child and He chose me. I can see my value because He made all these promises. That I can see my value because it could have been another child born in my place, right? It could have been another seed that was all the things, right? It could have been somebody else, but He chose me. So I can see my value because at this moment, at this time, I'm here. And that means that God still has me here on purpose. So I can see my value in the education. I can see my value in being a parent. I can see my value in being a spouse. I can see my value because I've done things to whatever. You can just see how valuable you are because God created you in this time, in this space. And so if you're struggling with this question, I want you to just sit down and sit with it and know that no matter what happens, no matter what you do from this point forward, you have value. You can share with other people, you can help other people because you've lived however many number of years you lived, and you have value because God have you here at this point in time. So the question is, can you see your value? Do you see your value? If you don't, you got to sit down and do the work and sit with yourself and see, do you believe what God says about you? Do you have you sit down with the things that he's allowed you to do, the favor he's shown on you in your life? And this is a question that we have to be careful about, not letting our ego take over, not being prideful, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying sometimes we downplay what we've been able to accomplish. We downplay that God actually chose us, that we downplay that he all the things that he says about us to us. And so we downplay the gifts that he's given us. We think that because he's given us this gift that everybody has this gift, and it's just not true, right? So I want you to think about, do you see your value?